Morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So it's day 59 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour, RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery. A bicycle trip across America to bring awareness that there are addiction recovery options available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, there's Celebrate Recoveries, there's rescue missions, there's so many places that are free, don't charge anything, that just want to help you if you find yourself bound by addiction. And that's the goal of this ride, is to start another free rescue mission. So, cool story. I'm in Rawlins, Wyoming, and they had a laundry, the KOA, got laundry done. Had my pizza last night, got filled up. Got a Walmart right around the corner. I can get some supplies before I head toward Colorado, which I should be there probably tomorrow evening. But so a couple nights ago when I camped with Chloe and Paula, I had a Venmo from a Jennifer, and I was like, oh my goodness, it was $100. I was like, thank you for such a big donation to this little ministry. And so I told Chloe and Paula about it the next morning and wasn't thinking much about it. Well, I gave Chloe my cell phone number and said, if y'all need anything, don't hesitate to call. I'll turn around and come back, whatever you need. And so she sent me a text back, and I realized that Jennifer's her mom. So that is so cool. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for believing in what we're doing out here. And so yeah, I get here to the campground last night, start eating my pizza, guy on a motorcycle pulls up. His name's Bruce. And I said, hey, you know, I got to do it. I got to do it. Have you had a long ride? How was your day? Was it windy? Are you hungry? I got half a pizza here. And he was like, no, I just ate Burger King. He said, I wish I would have known. I would have loved to have some pizza. And so I told him what I'm doing. He got on the YouTube. I've actually got to order some more stickers. I just put my last one on the Continental Divide sign, so I got to get them shipped quick somewhere. But I told him Redeeming Eden YouTube. He looked it up. He said, man, this is amazing what you're doing. And reached in his pocket and handed me a $100 bill. And of course I, broke up. I was like, thank you so much. I even forgot to get my laundry out of the dryer. Then I forgot to take quarters with me. I just got all kind of tripped up. And so when all that happened, later on that night, he started thinking, and this morning he woke up and he was like, man, I've had a battle all night. And he said, I want to know, are you a Christian? And I said, of course I am. That's the whole Redeeming Eden ministry. Is I got saved in 2007. I've had an up and down battle, but no, I'm the Lord's and He is mine. And so he was like, oh, that's so good to hear. He said, honestly, he said, man, my brain just started going to like giving cash and relapse and all this kind of stuff. And he said, I'm sorry, but that's just kind of where it went. And I said, no, that's totally understandable. Yeah. And so I was able to explain to him that, we're starting to bank some money for the rehab and what I'm doing. And so he went over to get some water, and they wanted to charge him on his card a minimum of $10, and he only needed $3 worth of water. And so he reached in his pocket to pay cash for the water. Another $100 bill was in his pocket that he didn't know about. So he walked over and he said, look, he said, I really felt bad last night about really kind of judging you. He said, you showed light to me. You greeted me when I pulled up. You offered me your food. You have been more like Christ than, anybody in my journey so far. And so I'm sorry. And so the little bit that you offered to me, I offer this in return. Gave me the other $100 bill. And so I was like, thank you so much, Bruce. And so, yeah, Bruce, thank you again. Overwhelmed at what God is doing. I'm actually starting to be able to bank money for a rehab. This is so cool. I do have some more expenditures with stickers and groceries today, but they're becoming less and less without having to do all this crazy bike repair and super stupid expensive Yellowstone National Park in Grand Teton. I'm getting back into kind of the swing of things where I'm about $1 a mile is what it's costing me to do the ride. So yeah, speaking of that ride, that's what I need to do. It's 9:30, so it's starting to get a little bit warmer, and the haze is gone. The sunlight is back in full strength. The blistering sun is showing off in full splendor. So I want to try to beat as much of that as I can. I've only got about 40 something miles to go, I think, to Riverside, which has like 50 people, but I hear it's a nice campground for $15, so I'm all over it. But right now I'm headed to Walmart, and you'll see more of that right about now. All right, new hat, new sunglasses. Yes, I spent a lot of the morning going around to welding shops, hardware stores, trying to find anything that I could where I could find another one of these with the actual bill on it to keep the sun out of my eyes when my helmet's on. And so then I saw these little Panama Jack glasses for $8.99. I was like, oh man, I gotta have that. But this is one of the 2 smallest Walmarts in America. You can't tell it from here, but there is really not much of anything in there. I was able to get another SD card so I can back up all my videos to it without having to delete them off my actual physical phone once they're uploaded to YouTube. And so yeah, I stopped at Subway, got a nice 12-inch Subway sandwich, and now I am getting on the road. I also looked it up, and Riverside is 60 miles away. So I'm going to try and get to Saratoga, which is 40 miles away. But I should be able to do it, so we'll see if I do or not in the next few minutes. For you, I love you guys. I'll see you later. Alright, so I just spent lunchtime here at the park in Sinclair. I haven't gone that far. I've had so much business to get taken care of. I had to order more stickers and get some stickers drop shipped to a city ahead of me. So, yeah, it is now past lunch. It's like 2 o'clock. And I am about to get on the interstate. It's what it looks like. I hope that there's like a regular road, but it looks like I'll spend 15 miles on I-80. If I do, you'll see some GoPro footage of that because I'm going to have it on the whole time. But yeah, I got to sit here in the park in Sinclair. Got this nice little caboose and watch the trains go by and watch the interstate traffic back there go by. So it was a nice little break in the shade. I actually stopped on the side of the road and was talking to Jay Boggs with International Gospel Outreach. And a police officer pulled up, saw me under the overpass. He was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine, just getting, in the shade. It's starting to get hot." He was like, "You're 4 blocks away from a park if you, want to be safer." And I was like, "Thank you so much. I had no idea. I don't know where I am." So yeah, thank you, officer, for recommending this park. It has just been nice right down here in downtown Sinclair. They even got a pavilion over here with like 1 million electrical outlets. The only bad thing is that the only water spigot I could find does not work. So all the Gatorade I just drank, I cannot replenish just yet. But I'm gonna stop at the gas station before I get on the interstate because 15 miles at 95 degrees is not what I'm looking forward to on I-80. But we'll see how it goes. Alright, so it is I-80 for 15 miles from here to Walden Junction. Turns out in the western half of the U.S., west of the Mississippi, if there is no direct road that takes you from, one city to the next, and the interstate is the most direct road, pedestrian and bicycle traffic is allowed. How about that? So it was Walcott Junction, not Walden Junction. And yeah, you come around the turn, it was 13 miles exactly from the 222 mile marker to the 235 mile marker, almost spot for spot. I kind of rode with the clouds for quite a long way. It's still kind of cloudy. Spots of sunlight all around me, but the clouds just kind of seemed to stay with me, so that was nice. Another neat thing was, you know, you just kind of, you're with the wind and you're downhill for the first half and then you're uphill for the second half. And so yeah, it was like fast at first and then just dreadfully slow for the second 7 miles. But you come around this interstate exit and these mountains are huge. So now I'm like 6 days from Hoosier Pass, which is 11,500 feet that I'll go through, much less the mountains, you know, taller than that around it. And so I can't explain the scale of this to you, but yeah, those are big mountains. I'm really starting to get into like the big part of the Continental Divide and the Rockies. Another cool thing is I finished map number 5. I'm on map 6 now, which goes from Rawlins to Pueblo, Colorado, and Pueblo is the halfway point of the Transamerica Trail. And it's also pretty close to the halfway point of my Seattle to Key West ride. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to get this map knocked out just because of the super exciting parts of Colorado that I get to go through and check out, and the, you know, highest elevation that I'll be on the entire trip will be 11.5. So yeah, I'm stoked. I couldn't be more excited. Starting out the journey, even 300-foot hills, I was, you know, man, I mean, I sent 23 pounds of stuff home in Squim. So I couldn't handle it, and now I look forward to it. So another thing, I've lost like 3 inches, maybe 4 on my shorts. My pants don't fit anymore because I can't wear my shorts without a belt. They fall right off. I wasn't really like overweight at first at all. I had a friend ask me once where I bought my Potbelly t-shirts at. But yeah, need some new clothes. This is strange that I've lost this much weight, but I'm becoming like a bicycle machine. Like my body is made to pedal this bike now. It's pretty neat. So yeah, that's enough of me cutting it up here. I got to go this way down the more middle of nowhere. Oh man, I'll be so excited to see one tree. I'm gonna, you know, put that on video when I see one tree again. Journal entry, day 59, evening. I've been on this alien planet for almost 4 days. All I've seen is this sagebrush for miles and miles. But as I crested this hill, I found these giant stalks that come up out of the ground with bushy, almost, I would call it vegetation, growing at the tops of them. It's so quiet out here. There's nobody out here. Like, again, I can hear my heartbeat in my jugular, in my ear. Anyway, yeah, super excited to see trees again. That's crazy. I mean, that's really, when you see that, it's almost as striking as seeing a mountain, and it's just like a group of trees around a body of water. Which also, I think, is where I'm camping, somewhere near there, so I don't have that much farther to go now. Today. Alright, it's downhill all the way in. I don't know if you can see the slope, but it's a pretty nice view up here from over all those trees. I'm gonna keep riding. right, well, I made it the 45 miles from Rawlins to Saratoga Lake Campground. And it was a great ride. I really enjoyed today. I-80 was strange to be on a bicycle. You know, I kept seeing like state troopers and sheriffs go by. And I kept feeling like I'm breaking the law because I'm from the East. And you can't ride a bicycle on the interstate in the East. And it just reminded me that, you know, a police car is a visual representation of the law for us. It's a visual reminder that we're under law. And so, you know, that's kind of why we panic a little bit when there's a police officer in our rearview mirror and check and see if we're speeding. It's because, you know, that's a visual reminder that just kind of lets us know, hey, if you're doing wrong, you're on the wrong side of the coin. If you're doing right, you're on the right side. So anyway, yeah, made it here, set up camp. Got here nice and early. It looks like there's some rain storm stuff going on. Chloe and Paula are at the same exact campsite, which is pretty neat. I think we're going to be at the same one tomorrow night too. We'll probably parallel for quite a ways. We both do about the same mileage a day. But yeah, really good ride today. A lot to think about. Pretty quiet day, other than Sinclair, which I didn't know that Sinclair, the city, was where Sinclair Petroleum is based out of, and all that rail activity. It was really neat, just a fun day. The only bad part was coming into this campground. It's about a mile, maybe a mile and a half. It used to be paved road, but it's now like just totally pothole eaten. There's not a clear space on it to ride. I rode on the gravel next to it sometimes, and then I just like finally put the bike in the highest gear possible, 3.6, and just stood up and pedaled slow and made my distance that way because I couldn't handle it. I mean, that was hard at the end of 45 miles on that bike saddle. So yeah, that's it for the evening. If you know anyone who has passed away from addiction, please drop their name in the comments. I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you. If you know anyone who is in recovery, share this with them. Share these videos, like these videos, you know, subscribe, press the little red subscribe button. It helps out a lot tremendously, and hopefully being able to not be so heavily dependent on donations when the rehab gets going. So yeah, if you know anybody who's in recovery, share this with them. We're all in it together, and I need the recovery community's support as much as I support the recovery community. And then don't forget that Redeeming Eden is a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I will leave a donation link in the description. You can go there, you can donate one time, you can donate monthly. It's whatever the Lord puts on your heart. And like I say, if He's just put it on your heart to pray for this ministry, then pray for this ministry. It's only through prayer that I'm now almost in Colorado. Tomorrow evening, I think I'll be camped like 3 miles from the state line, so that's exciting. So, from here at Saratoga Lake Campground in Saratoga, Wyoming, I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night.